Are you in your 30s or over 30s and thinking of relocating to Brazil? Well, the idea might seem exciting, but the reality can be quite challenging. In this video, we'll explore the difficult truth or the struggles about moving to Brazil after 30. I made a pledge to myself to always give factual content on this channel and nothing less. I know this video might get into the nerves of some people, but to be honest, if you will critically look into what I discuss in this video without any sentiment, you will definitely agree with it. It might sound a bit harsh, but it's nothing but the reality. It's my hope that this video will save you a lot of headache. Let's get started. If you're in your 30s and above planning on relocating to Brazil, chances are that you're looking for a greener pasture. One of the greatest paradoxes of human development is that we are required to make crucial choices before we have the knowledge, judgment, and self-understanding to choose wisely. According to Daniel Levinson in his classical book, The Season of a Man's Life, the 30s are referred to as the transition age. This is a time for reevaluating life choices made in the 20s and making significant life changes. During this transition, otherwise known as settling down phase, individuals often work on establishing a stable life structure, focusing on career consolidation, forming lasting relationships, and setting long-term goals. If you relate well with this phase and planning on relocating to Brazil, here are the challenges you will most likely face. And one of the essence of this video is for you to be able to prepare very well. The first one is language barrier. Portuguese is the official language of Brazil. So while some Brazilians speak English, especially in tourist areas and academic settings, it is not common. Daily interactions, whether at the supermarket, in the doctor's office, or dealing with local authorities, we often require Portuguese. So learning the language can be a daunting task, especially for those people that are over 30. Don't get me wrong, no matter how old you are never too old to learn a new language. However, our brain's ability to adapt to changes decreases over time, and this might require you to probably practice more, thereby eating into your productive time. So enrolling in language classes, practicing with locals, and using language apps can help, but be prepared for a steep learning curve. Although this curve can be straightened a bit if you start learning Portuguese from your home country. I hope you got my point. The second challenge is about employment. Employment opportunities are another significant challenges. The Brazilian job market can be tough, particularly for non-Portuguese speakers. Many companies prefer or require fluency in Portuguese, making it difficult for expatriates to find work. Furthermore, the job market is competitive and can be challenging to secure, a position that matches your qualifications and experience. So it is crucial to have a job plan before moving to Brazil. Consider remote work opportunities, international companies with branches in Brazil, or sectors where English is a valuable asset, such as tourism or teaching of English. Don't forget that by this age range, you are already thinking of settling down, and your desire is fluctuating between settling down to get a good job and to contribute meaningfully to the society. So realizing this dream might take time and lots of patience. Again, it largely depends on your language proficiency. Your chances are a bit higher if you find yourself in mega cities in Brazil. The third on my list is cultural shock. I've heard a lot of people saying Brazil has a lot of things in common with Africa. But to be honest, and to the best of my knowledge, there is a huge cultural differences, and these cultural differences can also pose challenges. Brazil has a rich, diverse culture with unique social norms and customs. So adapting to these differences can be difficult. For example, Brazil social interactions are often more relaxed and informal than many English-speaking countries. So understanding and embracing these cultural nuances is essential for integration. You will need to be open to new experiences, learn from locals, and respect the cultural differences. Now, these cultural adaptation can be both rewarding and challenging, requiring patience and open-mindedness. The next one on my list is dealing with Brazil bureaucracy and paperwork, which can also be another major hurdle. From getting accommodation to setting up utilities and bank accounts, the process can be very slow and complicated. Be prepared for long waits, be prepared for journey queues, be prepared for a long wait that can come in different forms. You can also be prepared for multiple visits to government offices and extensive documentation. If you are so used to the system in your country, let's say in Nigeria, you will definitely be upset with some of the systems in Brazil. For example, you may not be attended to in some public offices between the hour of 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. because it is generally regarded to as lunchtime. So understanding the local procedures and having patience is key. Hiring a local or consultant who understands the system can also be helpful. This bureaucratic complexity can be frustrating, but it is a part of the process of relocating to Brazil, right? The fifth one, which is very, very important as well, is about children education or basic education. Education for children is a crucial consideration for families, right? So if you are in your 30s and you already have kids that will be relocating with you to Brazil, finding quality education for them can be challenging due to language barriers and the varying qualities of schools. Public schools are free but may not offer the same standard of education as private schools, which can be very expensive. So if you eventually agree to go for the government school, you will need to be street smart just to know when schools are admitting pupils. This is usually done online with a kind of balloting system, and if you aren't smart enough, you may even miss the day they're going to be doing this balloting, or you may be left with picking school that is very far from your house or where you are living, which will eventually be a cost-sapping thing if the school does not have school bus for students. Additionally, the language barrier can make it difficult for children to adapt. Private international schools offer a solution, but it comes at a high cost. So researching and visiting schools, understanding the curriculum, and considering the language support offered are essential steps for family relocating to Brazil. The next one on my list is recognition of certificates. Now, let me tell you this, especially for professionals, getting your credential recognized can be a significant obstacle. Many fields such as medicine, law, and engineering require additional certification or exams to practice in Brazil. So this process can be lengthy and costly as well. It's essential to research the requirements for your profession before moving. So understanding the certification process, preparing for exams, and possibly pursuing additional education or training in Brazil are crucial, just to expedite this particular item we are talking about. So it is very important for you to be able to continue your professional career in Brazil. Now let's talk about social integration into Brazil. It's not a gainsay to admit that majority of Brazilians are friendly, and social integration and building support networks are vital for a successful relocation. However, they are also quick to withdraw and lock up, like they don't give a damn, because I've seen it happen to friends around me, and I've also experienced it firsthand. I raised this as a concern, I actually raised this as a concern with someone who is a Brazilian, and she admitted that it's true, sadly. So because of this, making new friends and building a strong social network, again, I emphasize strong social network and not a bunch of pretenders, can be challenging, especially if you don't speak Portuguese fluently. Although joining local church, mosque, clubs, attending community events, and participating in social activities can help. Additionally, finding support networks such as expatriate groups, maybe you're from Nigeria, looking for groups of people that are from your country, joining this group can also help, and this can provide valuable assistance and companionship. Building these social connections takes time and effort, but it is essential for feeling at home in a new country. Next on my list is gaining access to credit and financial services. This can be very, very challenging. Unlike countries like United Kingdom, where foreigners can easily have access to credit facilities, it is a bit difficult in Brazil. So opening bank accounts, obtaining credit cards, and understanding the local financial system can be complex, because Brazilian banks often have stringent requirements for foreigners, including proof of residence, employment, and significant documentation. Well, thankfully, some new generation banks are becoming liberal about it gradually. So right now, if you have your CPF and you want to open if you have your CPF, you may be able to open some bank accounts online, such as the popular Nubank, which will easily give you credit facility that commensurates to your transactional history. There's a link on this video description below which can allow you to open your online account easily. Remember, however, your CPF is required. Once your account is ready, you could request for credit card and enjoy some of the benefits they offer. Understanding the financial system, building a credit history, and of course, managing finances effectively are critical aspects of settling in Brazil. So this financial adaptation can be a significant adjustment for many expatriates. The number 9 challenge is the job security and employment rights. In Brazil, this can differ significantly from those in your home country. Understanding the differences in employment contracts, labor laws, and job security is crucial. So Brazil has specific labor regulations that protect employees, but this can also be complex and challenging to navigate. Understanding your rights, negotiating contracts effectively, and being aware of the employment landscape are essential for securing long-term employment. For example, if you have what is called EMEI, employer does not really have the right to box you into a corner when it comes to flexibility of time at work. This and many other legal professional adaptation is a vital part of relocating to Brazil. Lastly on my list is the quality of life expectation versus reality. The quality of life expectation versus reality can be a significant challenge, because many people relocate to Brazil seeking a better lifestyle, but the reality can be different. Don't get me wrong, Brazil is actually a wonderful place to be. The quality of life when compared to my home country is high. Again, we can say that this is relative when compared to someone coming from a different country from mine. So the cost of living, availability of amenities, and overall lifestyle may not meet the expectations. So I think it is essential to research thoroughly, understand local living conditions, and have realistic expectations. Adjusting to the new environment, managing expectations, and finding ways to enjoy the local lifestyle are crucial to a successful relocation. So relocating to Brazil after 30 can be a challenging journey, but with preparation, understanding, and resilience, it can also be an incredibly rewarding experience. So what you need to do is to embrace the challenges, learn from them, and you will find your place in this vibrant and diverse country. Thank you for watching, and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more insights on living and thriving in Brazil. Till the next video, wishing you a prosperous 2025. Have a nice day.